People, welcome back to another Reddit video. The first post we have is, what did you guys mostly hate about heel John Cena? Loaded question. First of all, I'm kinda glad that it happened. We don't have that what if. What if John Cena one day said, screw the fans, I'm a bad guy? The problem is,
it wasn't enough!
This version of heel Cena and that version of heel Cena are not the same. I feel like our expectations were not necessarily met and WWE never really committed. Oh, that's cool. I wonder, how is he gonna dress? What is his theme song gonna sound like?
You get nothing!
Well, I get the point. It kinda works, but you still kinda left us with that what if. What if John Cena actually committed to being an actual heel? Wearing the city shirts, lackluster match finish, Travis Scott, that didn't go anywhere. What about The Rock? It could have been so much better. Even the biggest heel Cena supporter could say it could have been so much better.
And it wasn't enough!
So we're like, okay, the heel run is not that great, even though we got some great stuff with Randy. We were still wondering, how is he going to turn face? I mean, that is still exciting. How is he gonna apologize to the fans? How is he gonna make us believe that he's a changed man again? Well, he just randomly turns face on SmackDown. And that's it. That's all we got. He didn't even apologize to us. He didn't apologize to the child. WWE had something great going on. Something with so much potential. Last seen in 1997 or whatever that was. And it wasn't about creating this interesting character. The main priority was still to make as much money as possible. Gotta sell those shirts. That it ended unceremoniously. Exactly what I'm talking about. The face turn should have felt bigger. The justification for him turning heel was weak. You said mean things about me. You booed me 10 years ago. It should have been, I did this because I need 17. Exactly. They never really committed. They basically did a heel turn that could have worked in 2011. I mean, nobody was booing Cena anymore. We love the guy. He was barely on television. Who exactly said John Cena sucks? I lost because you hated me when I won. Bruh, WTF. That's the part I also hated. Why are you breaking the fourth wall to the point that it doesn't even make any sense anymore? I'm glad it happened. It definitely had some very cool moments. I'm not even hating on the heel turn. I'm just saying it seemed so easy to give us something really cool and they never actually committed. Not even with the face turn. This pisses me off because of how much Logan Paul has been involved in Cena's retirement tour. The tag team is one thing, but now he's involved in 2 of Cena's final matches. This is the worst timeline of the WWE, pampering Logan because he's a prime sponsor / wrestler. I get what you mean. I wouldn't book this match. Cena versus AJ, Cena versus Vladimir Kozlov. A lot of interesting scenarios. But I'm also at a point right now where I don't like Logan Paul. I don't watch his videos. I never actually did. But I also don't look at him as a celebrity wrestler anymore. He's actually, when it comes to WWE, he's actually pretty good. Really interesting to watch. And I think what WWE are doing right here is actually getting us comfortable to the fact that he's no longer a celebrity wrestler. He's just a WWE Universe superstar. For whatever it's worth, I'm interested in the match. I just wish they did it on SmackDown because of so many other opponents we would like to see face John Cena. I've seen enough. Give him the world title. You know what, people? I gave up on Finn Balor's push like 5 years ago, but here's what makes me happy. I always wanted to see the Demon return, and now I got it. They will all be over 50 within the next 10 years. Oh my god, we have so much great talent in this one. This makes me sad. I remember when I was a kid in 2012, I was like, half of these guys ain't gonna wrestle. How am I supposed to like wrestling if the main characters are gone? Man, some of these will hit so freaking hard. The chance of somebody wrestling at 50 years old is actually very low, especially professional wrestling, right? One of the most dangerous forms of entertainment there is, putting your body on the line every single week. The expectation to wrestle in your 50s, it definitely happens. Ric Flair wrestled his last match at what, like 500 years old or something like that, but it's not very likely. I don't usually complain, but this SmackDown was so mid. Other than that Drew promo and that small Wyatt's tease backstage, it all felt meh. I actually think it would have been better if MFTs actually won and Lair got attacked by the Wyatts. It would have been better. There's no need of Sammy's solo feud. That's the thing, man. I didn't even make a review. I was like, this shit sucks. I was out, I came back, I was like, what a great opportunity. SmackDown was on. I'm watching this shit, I'm like, I can't. I simply can't. Like, this shit sucks. I like Solo, he's hilarious. Sammy is great. Who cares about this storyline right now? Like, this is the definition of filler, and that was the main focus of SmackDown. Nobody wants this. You know, it's crazy because the Bloodline storyline, from one of the greatest WWE storylines ever, turned into one of the worst. How did they call that shit? Jump the shark? Look, no hate, but I felt like I was watching Main Event. Sami Zayn did a 1-1 storyline about why he wouldn't leave Raw to go to SmackDown until he got his hands on Seth Rollins and wins the world title. Only not to get his hands on Seth Rollins, not win the world title, and accept an offer to join SmackDown. I completely forgot about that. Oh my god. It's like they don't even care. That is such a great point, my man. I'm gonna say this to you. I love Sammy, one of my favorites. So good on the microphone, so good in the ring, so good at storytelling. One of the GOATs, really. You know, reminds me of Mick Foley a lot. But at the same time, it also kind of feels like they're doing a storyline of him winning the World Championship a couple of years too late. Why wouldn't you do that shit when he was so hot in the WWE and people were screaming for that world title win? Why wouldn't you do it back then? It's like in 5 years WWE are going to be like, oh, you guys actually like LA Knight? Bruh, what is even happening with Matt Riddle? From teaming up with Randy Orton and feuding with the likes of Seth Rollins, bro has really gone downhill. He's an idiot. You know, it really sucks when you kinda like somebody in the WWE and you find out, he's just a bit of a dumbass.
You're an idiot.
It's kind of crazy how there are reports, oh, Matt Riddle said this about this guy, he said this about Why are you taking him seriously? He's an idiot! You know that feeling when you like a professional wrestler? He leaves, he says something really stupid, and you're like, no, don't do that. I kinda liked you. I really miss him. Same. Watching the WWE in the past few months right now made me realize how much I miss Kevin Owens and how much he actually adds to the product. I always compare him to CM Punk in a way because when he talks, I believe him. I like these type of characters, and I always made this example with Kevin Owens. It feels like he's one of the only WWE wrestlers, and it's really hard to explain. How do I put this? It's like his character broke the fourth wall. Let me give you a dumbass example. Something secret happened in the WWE that only the fans got to see, and the wrestlers didn't see it. Kevin Owens saw that. He saw that. He's not an idiot. He can rewatch SmackDown. That's how I feel about Kevin Owens. I don't know if that makes any goddamn sense. But he's us, right?
It should have been you 8 years ago, and it was kinda, then it wasn't. Get over it!
Anyone else think Cody Rhodes was gonna turn heel on Jey Uso after this face-to-face segment with Seth Rollins? Just like I told you back then, I think people took it way too seriously. It was not about the heel turn. Maybe that's what WWE tried to tell us. I think it was more about, we had it so good at WrestleMania, we tried to protect the WWE. Where did it all go so wrong? I think it was as simple as that. They didn't want to fight each other because of all the experiences they shared, which is kind of smart in a way. You know, I remember there was a time in the WWE, turn heel, none of that matters. You forget you were friends. You turn both of you are baby faces. Randy Orton and John Cena, buds. WWE should normalize men's world title changes at B-tier PLEs once again. Otherwise, every title defense that's not at SummerSlam or WrestleMania just doesn't feel the same. It feels a lot more predictable as WWE has made up our mind. The titles only change hands at SummerSlam or WrestleMania in the past years except few. I think it's as simple as WWE programming us to believe we need these social media breaking moments. When we see SummerSlam, we see WrestleMania, we know something huge is about to happen. The latest example is the Brock Lesnar return. We knew something big is about to happen, either a heel turn or I don't know. Nobody thought Lesnar is gonna come back, which is great. I think all of us kinda like that. We need these big moments, but you have a point that B-level pay-per-views shouldn't feel worthless. I mean, they're not. Good wrestling is good wrestling, but at the same time, I need to have this sense of some unpredictability that something crazy might happen, especially with these international premium live events, right? WWE is going to be in Paris right now. I don't expect anything to change, which kinda sucks. Here's what I think about the Karrion Kross situation. I think the whole thing is real, but WWE will likely end up turning it into a work. Most likely. I actually thought about it. I saw the interview with Ariel. I think it's real. I honestly think it's real. It makes sense that some people believe it's a work because it makes no sense whatsoever, the whole situation. Why would you let him go when he's one of the hottest talent in the WWE right now? It's as simple as that. But WWE could turn it into something great. Now that people believe it's real, now that people know, I think know it's real, right? He comes back, huge moment, even more support than before. Which is your favorite Jericho? He had such a great run. I know lately people are not that into Chris Jericho, but man, like he was so praised for how much he would change his character, evolve throughout his career. I gotta tell you, my favorite has to be the initial 2008, I believe, heel turn up to 2010, that Chris Jericho versus Shawn Michaels feud. I had that entire thing on my computer somehow. Somehow I did. That heel run worked so perfectly because it made sense. And people, it's kind of weird. I always wanted to make a video about it, but I know it's not gonna get viewed. It sucks. Sometimes as a content creator you feel limited by what you can actually do because you see what's popping. Hopefully Jay is there just to take the pin. I'd be disappointed if LA Knight takes the pin instead. I get your point, but at the same time I don't think it matters that much because it could eventually just lead to something happening between LA Knight and CM Punk. Let's say LA Knight takes the pin because of CM Punk. So we have LA Knight versus Punk rivalry. I don't think it's gonna be that big of a deal. If the creative is smart about it, you can get away with everything really. From underrated status to GOAT status, then versus now. I made a video about that episode where Jeff Hardy faced CM Punk in a loser leaves WWE match. It reminded me how great CM Punk always was in the WWE. Whatever he was given. It's kind of crazy he was held back by the WWE because even though I watched this episode, I'm like, holy shit, what a heel. He was a world champion at the time, but it always felt like WWE never really pulled the trigger with CM Punk, until 2011. Even then it had some problems. But this fire burns playing. Evil look on Punk's face. Oh my god, he was so great. If you want to watch that video, it's right here. Check that out. One of the best videos I've made. The Great One, peace, love, and hugs. It's been a pleasure.